kind of thing you need to think about. Who's your audience? What kind of content can you create for them on a regular basis that'll build a relationship with them? And then how can you monetize that long term?
I think that that's the difficult thing for small businesses is thinking about, or maybe it's just, I often said to other guests, is it difficult to be empathetic? Is it difficult to put yourself in the customer's shoes? Because so many people, it's all about them. And I think that even when I'm talking with clients, they always say, Dan, yeah, but what sort of content are we going to do? It seems to be a big stumbling block for them to actually address. Have you come
Yeah,
across
well,
that?
I think if you don't know if you don't know your audience, or what kind of content they need, that's a real problem. So if you don't know what kind of content your audience needs to make their lives better or be better professionals at work, or get a raise or a promotion, that's a result of the kinds of services you provide or products you provide, you probably need to take a step back and ask yourself why you're in business. They're fundamental questions,
Yeah.
and I can understand not realizing that you could create content to do that. Most clients I interact with, or people I interact with, very quickly realize that they have a huge set of domain knowledge that they've never shared with their audience because they took it for granted.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give me an example of a conversation you had recently where somebody was confused, and we can work it out together.
Well, I can tell you a good example. I've got a client that's a builder, and we were working through what is their value proposition. And you can sort of put it up there that we believe that people come to us or choose us because of X. But we actually decided that we'd go back and ask their customers. Novel idea, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you know what they told them? They told them, and this often happens, it's not exactly what they think. What they found out from their customers was, yes, they had a good quality product, they were a builder. Yes, it was
Sure.
environmentally sustainable, which they thought was the main thing. But it wasn't. The main thing for them was that they held their hand through the process. They knew at every stage what was going to happen, and
Hmm.
they felt confident in that it was going to be a positive outcome. And
Yep.
so we branded that Build Care and actually show them, new prospects and customers, and it's just about to be launched, what happens at every step. Because I think that you're right, a lot of people hold this IP back, and it's not doing them any service, especially in a situation where the service in the building industry, you
It's so
really don't
bad.
know. You're going to have a nightmare. Everyone says, just prepare yourself. And so that is a really big point of difference that they do well. So having tools and things around that are really important. And I still think for them, even though we've now disclosed that journey for people, there's sort of spin-offs of that I guess will come, but I don't know, you might be able to think of things that we could give them to enhance that experience,
Yeah,
as they
sure.
go through that particular journey.
Well, I mean, I think you did everything right in that instance. I mean, the problem, especially with the building industry and creating a value proposition in general, is I actually think it's much less about what you do. It's really about why you do it, as a business owner, and how it relates to the consumer. So I'll give you a great example in the building industry. There's a guy in Tulsa, Oklahoma, here in the United States. His name is Stephen Jones, and he runs a company called Tulsa Renew. And he essentially sells siding and windows and doors, and renovates people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he had something similar. He called it the ultimate customer experience, the UCE, right?
Uh-huh.
But he just talked about the quality of his product, which is the same between every builder. Every builder says they know what they're doing. Every builder says they have a great quality product. Every builder says they're going to show up on time, and they're going to clean up the job site, and it's going to meet your expectations. The difference is, and where you took it was, you're going to show me, not tell me, that you make a difference. And what Steven did was actually genius. He downloaded an app on the iPhone App Store, from Apple, called Coach's Eye, which is essentially an application designed for, imagine you're like a golf coach or a football coach, and you want to take a videotape of your golf student or your football student, and then slow it down and show them where they're making mistakes with little arrows and circles,
Ah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And then you can play it back and upload it to YouTube or email it to them. Well, what Steven did was, he realized his customers would call every day at 5 o'clock when he got home and wanted to have a beer. his customers would call and say, "Oh my gosh, there's a hole in the wall. What is this hole? I didn't know there was going to be a hole there. Are you going to fix that?" And he was very worried about his ultimate customer experience. So he'd jump in the truck and he'd drive over to the job site and he'd say, "Oh my Lord, like that hole, that's just a vent duct. And yeah, of course we're going to fix that. We had to take it off to put on the new siding." And then he'd go home and relax. And this happened too often. So he used Coach's Eye, this little video app, for every day at lunch when he's on the job site. At every job site, he videotapes a 2-minute description of what's going on the job site, and then he documents it with the arrows, like, "Hey, this hole here, it's a vent. Don't worry, we're going to have that done by tomorrow. Maybe it may not be finished by the time you're home." And at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. every day, he emails their custom video to their clients. Their clients are sitting at their desk, at their office. They get the video, they watch it, and guess what they do? They say, "Hey, Bob, come over here. Check out what my contractor just sent me. This awesome video." So his value proposition is essentially, at Tulsa Renew, we believe that you should know what's going on at your house no matter what time of day it is. If we're on the job site, we're going to keep you up to date and make you feel confident. And his videos, you can find them on YouTube. Just search Tulsa Renew. He also now does video quotes using the same application, and it shows people that he's already different than everybody else. He doesn't have to tell you he has an ultimate customer experience. He can show you the 100 videos from the last 6 weeks that he's uploaded.